Reason 1, JJ here from SchoolTrade.com, March 26, 2010. We finished up a great week in the room, guys. Hope you had a wonderful time with us. Before we talk about the trades we took today, had a pretty good day in the room, finished up the week. Let's talk about the 3 important links. If you're watching this video right now, everybody, on the YouTube page, there's going to be 3 important links in the description of that YouTube video. One will take you to our 12-month track record. The other will take you to our 3-week trial registration page. And the third will take you to our blog. We're now posting live recorded webinar sessions, guys, on the blog, so don't forget to check out that third link. Alright, let's take a look here. 2, 4, 5 total trades. You guys can see 53 takes in. Once again, we started our day off with a loss again today. Another mental mistake. We'll talk more about that in a second. But as you guys can see, we finished up a pretty darn good week this week, guys. Pretty challenging week. We know the end of the first quarter was here, but we got $1,800 out of the market this week. That brings our total this month to 7,000 USD in the month of March. Very challenging month. To bring 7K out of the market, guys, I'm pretty happy about that. We'll keep you guys posted the rest of the month. Let you guys know how we do. What's the most important thing we learned today? Well, I think today was a really good learning environment, a good example today of how we learned to trade our rules. Yesterday was a very difficult day, but if we let yesterday get us too scared to keep trading today, it would have kept us out of the market today, and we wouldn't have made any money. Right? In fact, we had a couple members this morning that were saying, boy, what was the difference, right? I wish we had this price action yesterday. And what I said was, guys, we have to be able to take tough days, get over them, and then get back on the horse, right, and keep riding. We learned today you have to have confidence in those rules. The same rules that made us all that money last week, right? They made us all that money the month before that. They made us all the money the last year. Those same rules we have to have confidence in every day we trade. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and let, just because we had a tough day yesterday, rock my confidence to be trading today. Have confidence in those rules, right? Don't let a tough day scare you guys. Okay, we would have missed out on all the profits today if we would have been too scared to jump in the market. Stick to those rules, right? They will set you free. And the more you trade those rules, the more confidence you're going to build, the less likely you're going to be too scared to trade after a tough day. All right, that's pretty important stuff. Now, here's a good example, guys, on the wave indicator this morning. I wanted to show you, we didn't take any wave trades today, but we sure had a pretty good day looking for patterns. Now, here on the wave indicator, I want to show you guys a couple things here. Now, first we're going to start up here at the top, right? My slower time frame, that's where my wave indicator fires off. You can see here we have a long signal. Sorry, it was a short signal up in the upper left-hand corner. You can't see it right now, and price began to drop. Okay, so in my slower time frame, we had a short signal that fired off. You can't see it there. It's in the upper left-hand corner. All right, but you're going to see, of course, the price action now dropping to the downside. Right, we find a swing low here. We start pulling off of these lows, right? We trace off these lows, and we get ourselves into the zone. Now, in the zone here, this is where we began to start looking to make the tough decision, right? Are we going to take this trade or not? We get into the zone, into our trigger zone, we have to start making this tough decision. Now, what should be some things we look for? Well, first of all, here's a stutter step pattern, right there. That right there is a stutter step. Okay, so a stutter step pattern going up into the zone, that's going to be a big no-no, right? We want to stay away from that trade. So the stutter step pattern told us well in advance that we shouldn't have been taking this trade. Now, let's say, for example, though, we didn't see the stutter step. Maybe we missed it. What else can I look at? Well, as you can see, I've highlighted the bottom here of the Crude, the pace of tape indicator. Right, so bring your focus back down here to the pace of tape. Now, notice what time we have here, right? 9:40. 9:40, if you follow me up here, 9:40 is when we made the low. All right, now if you guys know how volume works with the wave indicator, as the price is retracing off of these lows, right, into my trigger zone, I want to see the speed slowing down. Right, makes sense? So as price is retracing up, right, into that trigger zone for me to then take a short trade, I want to see price slowing down. Right, so let's see what it looks like. So at 9:40 down here on the pace of tape, what do we see? You got it. We saw slowing speed. Now look real quickly though. 9:45, 9:47. See where we have this yellow pace of tape here? How it slows down, right? That's the lowest speed it was. What time do you think that happened at? I'm going to go ahead and guess it probably happened during the stutter step pattern. And you're absolutely right. Right? 9:47. As you can see up top here, there's 9:47. See where it is? Right there. Stutter step. Okay, so the stutter step pattern, we see the least amount of speed, right? The least amount of speed. The market has slowed down the most during the stutter step pattern. But now look what happens. Now the market begins to now speed up. So after we get to the stutter step pattern, look at the speed here. Now speed begins to pick up, right? Begins to rise. Okay, so as we see more speed, let's look back at my chart here. We make it through the stutter step, and now we begin to rise in speed as we get into the zone. Guys, this is paramount, very important here. The speed of the tape tells the story on the wave indicator, right? So one more time, I want to see speed decreasing as I rise into my trigger zone. What do we see here? We saw speed increasing, right? At 9:48, 9:49, speed was increasing, right? That matches up here with the time of getting into the zone there, right? Big important piece of the pie here. We saw the speed decrease all the way down to 9:47. Then at 9:47, it began to increase. What do you think happened then? The buyers took control, right? The sellers lost control over price. The buyers swooped in, took control, and of course that shows up in a stutter step pattern, right? That stutter step, that's that fist fight, buyers and sellers. The buyers won this one, and how do we know they won? Because price continues to rise, speed of the tape rises, and speed confirms the move. So what do? We didn't take the trade, we skipped the trade. And as you guys can see, we did a good job, right? It kept moving right to that trigger line. It would have ended up being a stop. So look at speed. Obviously here, that stutter step pattern was the first heads up. But look at your pace of a tape indicator and watch that speed. It will tell a story. Let's take a look at the trades we took today. Now we took 5 total trades today, guys. The dollar index ultimately told a big story as well. Okay, dollar index, what do we know? We know when we see the dollar here going sideways, double bottoms, double tops, we know the rest of the market's going to be choppy as well. So the dollar this morning really told us to be careful. Now we knew, of course, this week was going to be challenging, but when we see the dollar each morning like that, that really tells us to be very careful.